Alright, welcome to this paper. This is the Singapore Chinese Girls' School Preliminary Exams 2020 P6 Math Paper 1. We'll be covering 10 questions, basically the first 10 MCQs, and let's start with the first question. It's a typical question that tests your basic understanding of numbers, place values, and decimals. Always underline what they are looking for. So this is the question. And they're looking for the digit 2. So let's underline it. And if we take it out, it's going to be 0.020, which is also equals to 0.02. And 0.02 just means 2 times 0.01. 0.01 in terms of fractions will be 1 over 100. So you got it. Your answer will be 200ths. And it will be option 3. Okay, and that's 1 mark. Let's move on to the next question. Question 2. This question tests your conversion skills. So 100 cm gives you 1 meter. In this case, they're looking for 3,817 cm. So using this method that you're going to see a lot more as you watch my videos, divide times. Okay, so you take the digit 1, divide by 100 times 3,817. So this is a whole number, so I'll just put over 1. So top times top. Hold on. I'm gonna get this. So it is equals to 3817.0 divide by 100. If I divide, I will shift my decimals to the left side twice because it's 100. Okay, so my answer will be 38.17 meters. And that will be option 3 also. That's another 1 mark for you guys if you guys get it correct. Okay, so let's move on. So for question 3, which of the following would be the most likely mass of a watermelon? 5 grams, 5 kg, 50 grams, and 50 kg. Okay, 50 kg is the average mass weight of an adult, so it's about an average adult. Adults usually weigh a bit more, so I'll say female adults. So 50 grams is about the mass of 2 batteries. Alright? 5 kg will be the answer. Mass of watermelon or honeydew will usually be about 4 to 5 kg. And 5 gram will be about the mass of a coin. So your answer will be option 2. Questions like that really test you on stuff that are general knowledge. So I'll say that you have to do more exam papers in order to get questions like that correct. Okay, we don't really learn this in school, I guess. Okay, shall we move on? Let's go to question 4. Question 4 is testing you algebra. When you see things like 5k or 3k, it just means 5 times k or 3 times k. Okay, it's a multiplication. So let's start. 5k minus 3k over 2. They tell me that k is 6. So that means 5 times 6 minus 3 times 6. I'll put a bracket here, over 2. 5 times 6 will be equals to 30. 3 times 6 will be equals to 18 over 2. So let's do the fractions first. What's 18 divided by 2? You get a 9. And then 30 minus 9, if you do working, you're going to get 21. Okay, so one thing that's important to note is 5k is 5 times k, 3k, 3 times k. And then you have no issues getting this question correct. And there will be another 1 mark. Alright? If you need time to copy, please pause the video. Okay, and if you are very confident with this question, you can even fast forward to the problem sums. Okay, so it's your own pace. Let's move on. Question 5. Let me just scroll this up. 6 divided by 19. Division of fractions will require you to flip what you are dividing by. So if I'm taking 6 to divide by 9 over 15, let's put the over 1 over here so that both are fractions. When you see a whole number, always put over 1 to make it into a fraction. So I need to flip this. So after flipping, it's going to look like that. So when I flip, I need to change divide to times also. It's going to look like that. And then if you see your answer, one of the options will look like that. And that will be the answer. Your answer is number 1. Okay? Got it? In this case, they didn't ask you to continue by finding out the real value, so we just move on. You just give the question what do you want to move on. In exams, you don't have time, okay? So as long as you're confident, you should move on. We can always check back later, alright? So question 6. Which of the following fractions is larger than 1/5? Let's do it one by one, okay? So 3 out of 10 versus 1 out of 5. So let's make the denominator same, so I times 2. I'm getting 2 out of 10. Okay, so option 2, 2 out of 11 versus 1 out of 5. I'm getting, I need to make both same denominator, so I times 5 to both. Alright, so for question 6, which of following fractions is larger than 1/5? We will have to compare it one by one since we have 4 options. Alright, let me just copy out the 4 options first. So we're comparing with 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5, let's make the denominator 10 so we can compare. This is 2 out of 10. So the next one, we also need to compare with 1/5. Let's times 5 to the top and bottom. I'm going to get 10 out of 55. And over here, I'm going to get 11 out of 55. Okay, so 1 out of 5. Let's make this over 15. I'm going to get 3 out of 15. And then we have over 30 times 6. So they want larger, correct? Let's just compare all 4 options. I'm going to circle the larger fraction. This is the larger one. 10 over 55, 11 over 55. 11 over 55 is the larger one. This one, both are equal. They're the same. So I'm not going to circle any. 2 out of 30 versus 6 out of 30. This is the larger one. So guys, which one is your answer? You only have one answer, which is number 1. Because 3 out of 10 is larger than 1 out of 5. Okay? So always do it step by step. If the numbers are like different between the 4 options, just compare it with what the question wants. And always stay calm. Okay? So if you got it correct, it will be 1 mark. Because it's question 6. And I'm going to move on now. Okay, one last thing to know about this question is that in order to compare, your denominators have to be the same. So 10, 10, 55, 55, 15, 15, 30, 30. If they are different, you can never compare them. Alright? I'm going to move on. Okay, let's look at question 7. The price of a mobile phone is $200 excluding GST. GST is 7%. What is the price of the mobile phone including GST? So the phone plus GST equals to the amount of money you have to pay, right? So the phone is $200 and my GST is, I don't know how much money, and the total I don't know how much also. So I know that this is 100% and GST is 7%, and my total that I need to pay is 107%. Alright, so let's use the first comparison. 100% will be equals to $200. Let's find 1% first. So same thing, same method. Let's do this. To divide, then times. So 200, start from here. So 200 divide by 100 times 1. Your answer will be $2. Okay, I can just cross the zeros. And 2 over 1 is just 2. So let's look for 107%. Okay, because that's the total I need to pay. So I just need to take $2 times 107. I'm going to do the working here so you guys can see. Since it's MCQ, we can't use calculator. 7 times 2 is 14. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. So my answer is $214. I hope you get the answer 4. Okay? If you can't follow, I'm going too fast, you can always rewind, okay? Just go to the start of this question. Which of the following figures is not symmetrical? I'm going to start drawing your lines on symmetry so you guys can see, okay? So for this arrow, the line of symmetry is right smack in the middle. Okay, if I were to fold it according to the dotted lines, you realize that they overlap each other nicely. So for this divide sign, we can actually have a line of symmetry here. Okay, or we can also have a line of symmetry here. We can fold either vertical or horizontal, and you'll still realize that they will overlap each other. How about this heart shape? There's only one, so we can only cut it here. Okay, so if you fold it according to the dotted lines, you realize that they overlap each other. However, for this, there's no lines of symmetry. If I were to cut this way and I fold it, it will overlap, but there are some parts which will not overlap each other. Okay, if I fold this up, it's going to be like that. Okay, so it's not symmetrical. So the answer for question 8 will be 4. Alright, so for question 9, I'm going to draw this. Hold on, let me draw it properly. So it's usually north at the top, south at the bottom, at the opposite of north, and then west, east. Okay, so I'm going to draw it here. So north, south, west, east. I'm going to draw it here also. So this is north, so this will be south, and this will be west, and this will be east. Okay, north, south, east, west, they are always separated by 90 degrees. Okay, so from north to west, it is a right angle, so it's 90 degrees. And it is where Muthu is facing. Muthu is facing north. So he's going to turn 135 degrees anti-clockwise. And that's why I'm going from north to west. So this 90 degrees, let's move another 90 degrees. And it will be a full straight line, which is 180 degrees. But he only turned 135 degrees. So half of a right angle is with 45 degrees, 45 degrees, and 45 degrees. So Muthu actually stopped here at C, because 45 plus 45 is 90, and then 90 plus another 45 is 135. Alright, So he actually ended up at C. So your answer is 3. Alright? So they are testing you the directions together with angles and whether it's anti-clockwise or clockwise. So take note, it's anti-clockwise, so I'm turning this way. If it's clockwise, then I have to turn the other way. And always note that as long as it's a straight line, it's 180 degrees. Alright? So I'm going to move on. Version of time this time, okay? So for question 10, you need to know that 60 minutes gives you 1 hour. Alright? So that means 2 hours will be 120 minutes. Okay? So I simply add 60 plus 60. How about 3 hours? 3 hours will be 120 plus 60. And I'm going to get 180 minutes. They want you to convert 143 minutes. So that means my answer will be 2 hours something. Because the number of minutes is not enough to hit 3 hours. So 143 minutes minus 120 minutes I'm going to get 23 minutes. So 143 minutes just means 2 hours and 23 minutes. So that's how I do questions like that. Okay, another method I can do is just long division. Take 143 divided by 60. But 60 is a little bit too big. So this method will be easier and better for you to reduce a careless mistake. Okay, your answer is option 3. So now we'll be moving on to the harder questions. Question 11 to 15 are worth 2 marks each. So, but don't worry, they're just testing you your basic math, fundamentals, and just try and follow, alright? We'll move on. Alright, for question 11, in the figure, UTR is a straight line. QTS is a straight line also. So SUQR is a trapezium. So basically the whole thing is a trapezium and we have 2 straight lines inside. Which of following statements is false? Where's PTU? Let's draw it out. Okay, this is PTU and where's RTS? So are they equal? They will only be equal if they are vertically opposite. So in this case, vertically opposite requires you to have straight lines. UTR and QTS. So it's not the same. So I know there's a false here, but you need to figure out why. So this would be the answer, question 1, option 1. It's not the same because it's not vertically opposite. So now let's go back. Let's go and look at option 2. UTS, it's here, and QTR. So are they vertically opposite? Yes, they are, because QTS, this line, I'm going to try and draw straight lines. Okay, because these two are straight lines. So as you can see, they are vertically opposite. So my option 2 is true. And SUQ, what's SUQ? Let's find it. SUQ is here. Plus UQR. Where's UQR in this angle? They are 180 degrees. That's right. Because for trapeziums, these two are parallel. And if I have an angle in between 2 parallel lines, in which case this and this, they will add up to 180 degrees. That means this angle, USR plus SRQ, will also add up to 180 degrees. Okay? So together they will form 360 degrees, which is the total interior angles of trapezium. So this is actually true. Okay, just note that anything in between two parallel lines, they add up to 180. And QRS, where are you? QRS, this. RSU, this. SUQ, this. UQR, this. They'll add up to 360, yep. Because each pair adds up to 180, so this is also true. And your answer will be option 1. Okay, this might be a little messy, or you might need a little more time to go through to understand it, but feel free to do it, okay? This is important, they will test you. And that's how you get your 2 marks. It's a little bit more tedious, but it's definitely worth the marks, okay? So rewatch until you understand, okay? I'm gonna move on. Mr. Raju puts 40 apples into a carton. A carton can just be a box, yeah. So there are 40 apples. And as you know, apples has a few colors, red and green. So there are 24 red ones and the rest are green. So if there are 24 red, the rest will be green. Okay, I'm going to put a question mark because I haven't found it yet. Find the ratio of the number of green apples to that of the total number of red and green apples. So let's find green. How to find green? Green goes to 40 minus 24 and you get 16. Okay, so that means there are 16 green apples. Okay, and they want green is to red and green. Red plus green is just total, so it's 40 because it's given, and green is 16. Let's simplify together, alright? I will divide both sides by 4. So I'm going to get 4 out of 10. Oh, I can simplify further. So I'll divide by another 2 for both sides. So I'm going to get 2 out of 5. And my answer will just be option number 2. So this question is totally not hard. All you need to do is just to open your eyes wider and read what they need for the ratio. And that's it. Anyone can find the number of green apples, but anyone can also be careless. Alright, so it's green is to total. Alright, so we're going to move on to question 13 now. Jean bought a speaker and a laptop. She spent $2,000 altogether. The speaker is 4% of the total cost. So, I bought a speaker plus a laptop. Question 13. And I spent $2,000. Alright? So my speaker is 4% of the total cost. My laptop, I'm not sure. I need to find, put question mark. And the total will be 100% because that's the total I paid. So let's find out the percentage of the laptop. The percentage of laptop will just be 96%. Alright? So total is 100% and it's $2,000. They want to find the cost of the laptop. The laptop is 96%, alright? Laptop percentage. So let's find 1% together. Same thing, take 2,000 over 100 times 1. Divide, then times. You're going to get 2,000 over 100 times 1. Let's cross out 2 zeros with top and bottom. I'm going to get $20. And I'm looking for 96%, so I have one last step left, is to take 96 times 20. Okay, so I'm just going to take 96 times 2 and just add a 0 at the back later. 6 times 2 is 12, 9 times 2 is 18, so it's 192. 192, I add the 0. That's it, that's my answer. So my answer is option number 3, and that's the price of a laptop. Alright, so total will always be 100%. Okay, then I just need to compare. Okay, as usual, slow down. If you need, but if not, let's move on together. Question 14. Tom took a flight. Okay, this is a question that tests you about timing, the adding and subtracting of time, okay? So Tom took a flight from Singapore to London. The journey is 13 hours and 30 minutes, and he reached London at 12:45 Singapore time on Thursday. What time and which day did his flight take off from Singapore? So if he were to reach London on Thursday, Singapore time 12:45, then he will probably have left way before Thursday. Okay, because it's 13 hours. Let's find out together. A little bit of backwards method, but let's just minus 12 hours straight away. Okay, if I minus 12 hours straight away, I'm going to get 12:45 AM. I just need to change my PM to AM, alright? So 12:45 AM will still be a Thursday, okay? So my flight is 13 hours, 30 minutes. Let's minus another 1 hour to make it 13 hours. So minus 1 hour, I'm going to become 11:45 PM. And now I am on Wednesday because I'm moving backwards. Okay, so I need to minus another 30 minutes because 13 hours, 30 minutes. So I will become 11:15 PM on a Wednesday. Alright, your answer will be option 4. Alright, so 12 hours plus 1 and then plus another 30 minutes. Okay, that's how I'm going to get total 13 hours, 30 minutes. And from 11:45 to 11:15, what I need to do is just take 45 minus 30. That's how I get 15. Alright, so my answer is option 4, and that's how you get your 2 marks. Okay, instead of going forward, you should go backwards. Okay, because I need to find out when I stepped onto the plane, when my flight started. Okay, so if you still don't understand, you can rewatch. If not, move on with me. Let's go to the last question of MCQ. Jeremy had 7 liters of juice. He drank half of it. And then he also gave another 1/4 liters to his friends. So when questions have fractions in terms of with units and those without units, you need to be sure. Okay, so this is the amount of juice he had. And it is 7 liters. If he drank half, so 7 divided by 2 is 7/2, because he drank half, which is 3.5 liters. Okay, so this is how much he drank. Okay, so he also gave another 1/4 liters to his friends. So how much did he have left? Because it's half, right? So they're equal. How much juice did he have left? So he actually had this amount left, and then he gave away 1/4 liters. So let's make it improper fraction first. So this one you times, and then this one you plus. So you're going to get 7/2 minus 1/4, which also equals to, we have the times 2. So you're going to get 14/4 minus 1/4, which is 13/4. Let's make it into mixed number because it seems like all the options are mixed number. So in order to make an improper into mixed number, you divide. So I'm going to get 3 1/4 liters. And my answer will be option 2. Alright, so please take note, half and 1/4, they're actually very different. Half is half of what he had, which is 7 liters, versus 1/4 liters. Okay, 1/4 liters can be converted to decimal and eventually to ml. So they're very, very different things, and that's how they like to trick you. And maybe that's why it's also worth 2 marks. So anyway, read through it carefully, look at the video carefully, and then you can try yourself if you get it wrong. Okay, so the video will end here. In the next video, I'll start doing those that are non-MCQs, and that's how it will keep going. Okay, good luck guys. PSLE math is not as hard as you think it is. Our MCQs will always be able to pull us up if we're careful like that. Okay,